Welcome back everyone for a quick Cobra Kai news watch party. Series co-creator Jon Hurwitz was on Twitter recently with some Q&As. Now he did answer a question about Tory that I already made a video on. If you don't know Tory's last name, you should click that card in the corner. That's an important video. Otherwise, let's run through some important other questions. Brian Tan asked what would he change from the original movies. Jon replied, I'd probably change the circumstances of Daniel and Allie's breakup. That's an important clue and plays back to my Allie video. He's not frustrated that Allie didn't get a chance to save the day. It's how she was written out of the series. So if they bring Allie back, that's what he's going to want to address. We will get more context to that breakup between Allie and Daniel. It's more than just the UCLA football player. That's what you need to focus on because that's what the show's creator cares about. Not Allie swooping in from 1,000 miles away to perform surgery to save Miguel. Moving on, Matthew Shires asked if they planned out a story for Tory after season 2. Jon replied, we had loose thoughts on where we wanted to take the character after season 2, but had to be flexible given Peyton List's schedule. I find this answer a little bit interesting, mostly because we know the character was written and plot set essentially before Peyton List was ever cast. I feel like he is more talking about the writing process for season 3. Peyton was shooting a movie in Australia and who knows what else, so she wasn't available to be in Atlanta for shooting for a lot of the time. It could very well mean she has a smaller role in season 3, but we can't say for sure. I will note Jon previously did confirm she is in season 3, we just don't know how much. David Hawk, cool name, asked who would win in a tournament, Aisha or Sam. Jon didn't really answer except to say it would be competitive. I don't have much to say except that this is a matchup I thought would happen ever since I first saw the show in season 1. For some reason I imagined Sam deliberately throwing the fight because she feels bad for Aisha, but that only makes it worse because Aisha doesn't want charity and wants to win straight up. That pisses Sam off, who then fights dirty and even sweeps the leg, and the whole thing is a mess. Yeah, I don't know, I always imagine things becoming a mess when Sam's involved. Let's just move on. Another fan asked if Johnny or Daniel will blame themselves for what Robbie did. Jon replied, I think they both blame themselves for a lot of things. This is a very telling answer, especially if you're trying to gauge the early episodes of season 3. They both feel a lot of guilt and pain. I expect they will be trying to deal with that, and it may not always be in the way you expect. Remember, at the end of season 2, going into season 3, emotions are running high. People can act out. I already made a video on why I think they'll fight at the end of episode 2. That fight I do believe will be the climax of this emotional build-up. That's a good video, so be sure to check it out. Now another fan did ask how Kreese knew Cobra Kai won the All Valley. And Jon just said Kreese keeps tabs of all karate fights. This feels like a bit of a cop-out answer, as it was mostly just required for the plot, but I don't think it's a big deal. Just think of it as no matter what, Kreese was always keeping up with his karate. Now Jonathan Feliciano asked if Johnny's mysterious boss Mike was actually Mike Barnes. Hurwitz said that that was never the intention, but did leave the door open that they could make it so. Honestly, I'll just go out and say here the answer is no. It's way too crazy of a coincidence, and while Johnny fell on hard luck after losing to Daniel, I see no reason to think Karate's bad boy ended up owning a contractor business. We should probably let this theory die. Another fan was lamenting that the fan base could get so big it won't feel special anymore, but Jon said that he, as well as you and I, will always be the OG Cobras. That's true. You will always be my OG watch partiers. Thank you for that. And speaking of Netflix, Watch Party 1 asked if seasons 1 and 2 will be identical to the show on YouTube, other than the logo and end credits. Jon said yes. So there is a good opening indication that there will be no difference in the show on Netflix. I know a lot of you are worried it will be ruined, but all I can say is sit back and give them a chance to keep their word. They've said all along they intend the show to stay the same, so let's go ahead and let that happen. They've earned that much. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you again very soon.
You got a name? Allie.
With a Y.